For a long time, my story was about pain and lies and betrayal. But that's not how I want to end this. Because today, my life is full of love, honesty, vulnerability, adventure, and healing. To explain what I mean, I want to tell you a story about a stranger that I met on a plane. I was returning from just visiting my bestest friend in the whole wide world, and we had just spent the week hiking the Sierra Mountains. And I sat next to this woman. I was in the middle seat and she was in the aisle seat. And I couldn't help but notice that she was scrolling through her phone these beautiful pictures that she was looking at. Like they were these magical pictures. So I couldn't help myself. I politely asked her, can you tell me where these are from? Where were those pictures taken? They're beautiful. She explained that she had just gotten back from a conference and she was just driving around and looking for the hotel that she was staying at. And she took a wrong turn, and that road led her down to this beach that she had photos of, and they were like cliffs and these big rocks in the water. And she went on to tell me about her and her husband and how they were avid hikers, and they had known each other for years and years and years before they even started dating. And then she tells me this one story that I'll never forget. She told me about a winter hike that her and her husband had planned to hike to this lodge that was only accessible by foot. And they had underestimated how difficult the hike was going to be. Like less than halfway through, they didn't pack enough water, so they ran out of water. The sun was setting and it was getting colder by the minute, and panic started to set in. By the time they reached the lodge, they were exhausted. And she explained how there was this grand lobby in the lodge, and it had a big warm fireplace and this grand bar. And she said her husband and her sat at the bar and they ordered hot chocolate. She said that this was the best hot chocolate that she has ever had. And to this day, she's never had any hot chocolate that was that good. But she realized something in the lodge that night. She realized that hot chocolate was only to be found at the top of the mountain, not at the bottom of the mountain. And so she explained that when her and her husband go through really hard times, they say to each other, remember the hot chocolate. Because it only exists at the top, at the end of that really, really tough journey. I held on to that story during the hardest times of my healing. For me, the story became a reminder. The lies, the heartbreak, the nights that I cried, those were the cold, dark parts of my mountain. But climbing through them led me to something I could never have imagined. A life full of love, full of warmth, full of quality friendships, and healing. If I had stopped and turned back and focused on Junior and what he was doing, I would have been stuck, reliving that same cycle over and over again. I would never have met the people in my life today, and I would never have been reconnected with Chris, who I consider my soulmate. We would never have been married, because I would never have been able to recognize what an actual good relationship was. I wouldn't have been able to walk away from something that was hurting me. My hot chocolate is the relationship I have with myself now, the relationship I have with my close family members, my friends, and most important, the relationship that I have with my husband and our marriage, because it's full of honesty, vulnerability, bravery, courage, and love. That good love. So if you're in your own dark stretch of your trail, of your mountain, don't give up. Keep climbing, because your hot chocolate is waiting at the top. Not in the middle, not at the bottom. Don't look back. Keep going.